Hi and welcome back on my channel Michael McClams. I'm Fabrizio and this is my last video before summer holidays. After a few months I decided to film another video in English resuming my two of my first videos posted on this channel in the early months of the year 2020, when I talked about my hometown, Novi Ligure. As you know, I live in Novi Ligure. Novi Ligure is a small town of about 30,000 inhabitants, and with Alessandria, 22 kilometers far and the north, that is the capital town of the Alessandria province, the province of Alessandria, those two cities are these two cities are in the center of a triangle composed by the three cities of Genoa, Turin and Milan. They have a strategical position for trains, lorries and the port of Genoa. It's very, very near. Very near. From Alessandria 70 miles, from Novi Ligure 50 miles about. The sea is 40 miles from Novi Ligure and 60 miles from Alessandria. Mountains in the north are about 80 miles from Alessandria and 40 miles from Novi Ligure. Appennino Ligure, Prealpi e Preappennino from Alessandria, Monferrato Hills. And the strategical position is one of the most important characteristics, prerogatives of these cities. Well, when I talked about Novi Ligure, I wanted to describe the problems and the positive sides of a small town. Well, if you want to live in peace, relatively in silence and quiet, you have to live in a small town. But if you want to have got many job opportunities, you have to live in a big city, Turin, Milan, Genoa. Well, in Italian, we define such kind of towns, small or mini towns, near to big towns. We define those towns dormitory towns or satellite towns. Why? Because many people in Alessandria, in Novi Ligure, in Pavia, it's very near to Milan, or Asti is very near to Turin, live in Asti, live in Pavia, but work in a bigger city and come back to their hometown only to sleep once a week, twice a week, or every day after the job. For this motivation, we define small cities near to big cities as dormitory towns. Novi Ligure is a dormitory of Genoa, such as Alessandria, for example. Pavia is a dormitory of Milan. Asti is dormitory of Turin and Alessandria, because Alessandria is bigger than Asti. But Asti is richer than Alessandria, because Asti province produces wine. Very good wine. Asti Spumante, for example. Barbera, Barbaresco, Cuneo, Asti. Only for example. Well, in fact, one of the problems of my geographical area is the job opportunities. I've got the possibility to have a personal shop. I am a stationerist, and my shop is one of the oldest in Novi Ligure. Probably probably the oldest still opened, survived from at the crisis at the time and at the time. And the most ancient stationaries in Novi Ligure, and one of the ancient in Alessandria province. I'm the owner of 2 on the 3 part of a complete building in Liberty style, in late Liberty style, and I've got 2 patios, one in front and one behind the house. And the other property who owns the last floor apartment is property owner only of an apartment, and stop. The rest of the building is of my family from 3 generations. I'm the 4th generation in this house. When I decided to move from Alessandria to Novi Ligure, I tried to find a job in my town and in Genoa. Genoa is a big city, but in a particular case of a big city with no job. Because the port is in crisis, because industry is in crisis, in very deep crisis. I told just before that in Novi Ligure there is the ArcelorMittal industry. ArcelorMittal industry in Novi Ligure is part of Genoa ArcelorMittal, and with Genoa is the second factory in Italy, and the 3rd or 4th in Europe, who produces steel and steel for car, for automotive industry, Fiat, Volkswagen, and so on. Well, there is another problem in Novi Ligure. Let's talk about Novi Ligure now. There is another problem in Novi Ligure: the deep crisis of shops and commerce in general. Not only for e-commerce, because the crisis for material shops caused from e-commerce is a global crisis. But in this case, specific case, and probably in Novi Ligure in particular, shops and small commercial enterprises are in very deep crisis, because 3 kilometers from Novi Ligure there is the biggest outlet in Europe, the Serravalle Designer Outlet, MacArthur Glen. In this big, enormous area work about 2,000 people. But those 2,000 people who work in Serravalle Designer Outlet are temporary workers. After 3 or 4 months of job in the same shop, they are out. They are with no job. They are to emigrate, to change city, to change job. Many people are young. I'm 43. They are 20, 24, or 50 years. The manager of shop are 50, 55. If you lose your job at 55, where do you go to job? Where do you go to work? Who give you a work? You are old. There's a problem, very big problem, especially in a depressed area like the low Piedmont area, from Alessandria, Asti, Novi Ligure, and the area of the north of Genoa. The port of Genoa is in deep crisis. For China shipping, for Russia, for all this enormous group, Chinese, Russian, who had lower prices, and this completely destroyed the local seller and local transporters. Well, I don't want to talk much more about my town. But we have a positive side in this area. It's a very quiet area. Yes, we have drug traffic, prostitution, delinquency in general, more immigration. A big problem in this area, the immigration, because many people pass through this city to go to France, to Genoa, to Milan, and stay for a few months in Novi, Ligure, in Alessandria. Many people are good people, but another part of those people are delinquent, criminals, prostitution, drug, robberies, and so on. We are a lot we have got a lot of gypsies in this area, nomads, and many of these people are criminals, robberies, false cars, false registration numbers of cars, motorcycles, and so on. And if you live in a small town, the problem is very big, is bigger than the same problem in a bigger town. If you have, this is the last example, and after this I close the video, I finish the video. In Novi Ligure live about 2,000 or 3,000 immigrants, stranger people. In Alessandria about 50,000. But 3,000 people in a 30,000 inhabitant city is bigger than 50,000 in strangers in about in a 92,000 people town. The problem seems bigger. It's the same. The percentage is the same. But in a small town, a strange face, a strange person is very evident. It's more evident than in a big town. Except Milan, Turin, you can live in such a cities, especially in the night, at night. My cousin who lives in Turin says me that the situation is very difficult because there are a lot of immigration, a lot of delinquents, criminality, not only for stranger people, for Italian people, for resident people. Big cities, big problem. Yes, it's true. But comparing a small cities and a medium cities, small cities with medium cities, are same problem, same bigger in a small city. And having an enterprise, small enterprise in a small city with a big outlet just outside your house, just in front of you, is very, very difficult. I decided to film this video to explain the situation of this area of Italy. But we are fortunate. We are fortunate because you can exit at night. In big cities like such Milan, Naples, Rome, you can't exit at night. You can't exit at night anymore. We need respect. We need more respect in Italy. We need a better law. A better law. We are abandoned by our authorities. My cousin, I repeat, is a policeman in Turin, can't use force when arrest a person, a stranger, because they will suspend him from job. It's absurd. That's the situation. In a small city, in a medium city such Pavia, Alessandria, you can exit at night. In Turin, in Milan, in Rome, you can't exit at night. especially if you're a girl and you're alone. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, activate the bell of the notification, and put a like just below. Bye bye. Bye bye. Have a nice holiday, everybody. Thank you.